You have probably seen a lot of creators online making money through YouTube videos, threads, or TikTok, and you're sitting and thinking, where the hell do I even start? I get it, because I was the exact same and nobody told me the simple step. I wish someone has just handed me through this roadmap. So today, I'm breaking down the simplest step-by-step UGC system for complete beginners, the exact method creators use to get paid even when they start from zero. And if you watch this till the end, you will get the three concrete things. First, how to build a brand ready profile that gets noticed. Second, exactly how to create UGC videos that brands buy. And third, a simple outreach sequence that actually converts into paid deal. And spoiler alert, you do not need to be famous or have thousands of followers. Just watch this, follow these steps, take action, and let's get into it. I'm going to show you in this video how to actually make your first $1,000 without even being famous, just by creating videos like this, or this, which actually shows up in your Instagram feed daily. So before you even think, girl, where's your face? Yes, I'm a faceless UGC creator and I've been working in this UGC system for like 1.5 years. So first of all, what the heck is UGC? UGC is basically user-generated content, aka short-form videos that brand use for relatable advertising for their products. Think like TikTok, Instagram Reels, etc., where brands are posting your videos in their FYP. That means that you do not need followers. You literally need 0 followers to start, because it's not about some influencer glam or millions of followers. You can literally start with 0 and still get paid through UGC, because UGC is for the brand's page, not yours. Let's see the video.
Look at this college mask. What? It sticks onto your skin so well. Like, you know, it's one of those masks that look good in selfies. Because the face mask where it like lifts up, it does not look flattering. But this, I love it. Look at the way it's turning transparent as the skin is absorbing the hydration. Time to take it off. Girl, who is this?
This was just one of the skincare niche. I mean, there are so many different types of niches and UGC. Skincare, fashion, food, travel, literally anything. If you need something for free, just do UGC and get things for free and even get paid for creating videos like this. Another example, which is like of the fashion niche. And boom, this 30-second reel is actually going to make you money. Because people like you and me are literally printing money through this 30 seconds reel, and it's not even complicated because you can literally see it here. And let me make this very clear before we even start what to actually expect from me. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not even here to sell you some 9 in 7 fancy course. Also, I'm not here to show you or tell you how to manifest money out from the sky. What I'm going to give you is the exact roadmap, talk about my mistakes, the mindset shifts, and the fastest, clearest way to start UGC without even wasting months and doing nonsense that doesn't even matter. This system is actually going to be straight and simple, but not easy. And I guarantee that it works if you work. So, what are we going to cover today? The 3 mindset shifts that actually separates from paid creators to the ghosted one. You have no idea how many beginners skip this and then they cry about brands not replying. Because mindset is the only thing that makes you show up on time on a good day, but more importantly, it's what makes you show up on a bad day. Because your mood changes and your motivation disappears. But your mindset is the only thing that keeps your action consistent, and consistent action is what actually makes you dollar. I love the word dollar. Okay, anything. The next thing, which is the biggest mistake every beginner make and how to actually avoid them. This mistake are personally which I have made. Every single, from like shooting the wrong type of videos to sending cringy emails and even not getting paid and not even getting replying. And most beginners today are repeating the same patterns quietly sabotaging themselves. And the third thing, which is like one of my most favorite topic, the simple 6-step roadmap in order to make your first 1K. Because everyone online is yelling about 10K a month, 10K a month. But let's be honest, if you haven't even made a single dollar yet, why do you think your ass would just boom make 10K a month at the very start? It's like not motivation, it's actually overwhelming. You watch creators, you save post, you bing content, and you make literally $0. And I've been there, okay? And I know how exactly how it feels, because my roadmap is actually for the beginners, simple enough to follow and strong enough to get results. So babe, first of all, before we even start and get to the main tea, let me tell you who I am and why you should actually listen to me. I'm Bushra, but you guys can call me B by my initial, and I'm 17-year-old faceless UGC creator. Yes, I'm 17. Most of y'all will be shocked and be like, are you really 17? I mean, yeah girl, I am 17. I'm not an influencer, I'm not even a rich kid, I'm not someone who just bought into their way with their daddy's money, no. Anyways, apart from that, I actually started with literally 0 followers, with literally everything with 0. 0 followers, 0 support, 0 fancy equipment, just a teenager with a real problem that I didn't have the luxury to wait for 4 freaking years in order to get me a degree that leads me into a 9-to-5 job. Shut up, no. I don't even want that. I just needed money, skills, and independence. I'm like that type of woman who actually want to make money at the very young age so I can actually enjoy my teenage life. So I will show you the exact process that I used to go from nothing to being paid a branch without even showing my face. And I've personally helped so many people to land deals through UGC from literally 0 experience, just as how I started. Alright, before we even get tactical, let's get your head straight, because if this part isn't fixed, everything else you do actually collapses. Let's get into mindset shifts. First thing first, I personally think motivation is useless. Why? Because motivation is actually a feeling, and feeling change every hour. If you wait to feel ready, you will eventually never start. What actually works is momentum, and momentum simply means doing small actions every single day until it becomes normal to you. That doesn't mean that put a shit out of it and write 20 steps and just do it. No, you have to just write down the 3 basic steps which are actually non-negotiable. You can't compete no matter what. So when you actually do that, you stop relying on emotion and start relying on discipline. That's where things finally move. I wish someone told me this when I actually started my UGC journey, but as your older sister, let me tell you this. Views means nothing. Views are just the background voice, trust me when I say this, because they actually tricked beginners into thinking that they are falling or winning based on the number that don't even pay rent. And trust me when I say this, brand don't even hire for views. They actually hire you because your content create trust. Trust is when someone watches your video and think, okay, this guy or this girl know what the hell they are actually doing. Trust is built through clarity, real values, solving problems, believable demos, not some viral sound or trends. And trust me, like if you keep chasing number, you will eventually burn out. So I actually want you to do, like if you are starting creating content, start creating content that genuinely helps people and make brands feel safe paying you. You will win slowly at first, but then at once. Alright, let's talk about the third one, which will actually save you years of frustration. There are thousands of creators literally posting every single day. They post random hauls, random clips, random products and all the trends, and then they wonder why is nobody paying me or why am I not getting any deal. Because they are posting from their perspective, not the audience or the brands. Now what does that mean? They are actually not solving any problem. They are just throwing content into a vote and hoping somebody sticks. Whereas if you see a real creator, the kind one who actually gets paid, thinks like a problem solver. So here's what I want you to do. Whenever you have to create a video, just ask yourself, if someone had this problem, will they need to see this to believe the solution? Or if I was a brand paying someone $2,000 for this video, what kind of video will actually make me confident? Or if I saw my own content as a stranger, will I stop scrolling or will I swipe up? When you actually switch into this mindset, your content becomes intentional and you actually start building videos that make sense, aka with quick hooks, real problems, believable solutions, and clear CTA. Alright, let's start with the basic mistakes to actually avoid, which normally every beginner do. First of all, copying other blindly instead of creating your own voice. Let me be brutally honest here. Copying other creators is the fastest way to stay invisible because everybody starts by modeling and that's pretty normal. But most beginners never escape that stage. They just copy the hook, copy the style, copy the tone, and they wonder why nothing is working out. Because when you copy someone's blindly, you are not just building a brand, but you are showing a shadow of someone else. Brands pay you for originality, not actually duplication. So your voice, your way of explanation, your style, your storytelling, that's the thing make people trust you. Not the template you just copy off from the other girls or guys video. I promise you, the moment you actually stop saying what are others doing and start asking what can uniquely you say, which actually shifts everything from being ignored to remembered. This one right here actually kills more UGC creator than anyone else. A complete lack of organization. What the beginners actually do, they send 200 plus email and they forgot whom they actually emailed, who replied and who ghosted. And then they wonder why they aren't landing deal. Because without a system, your outreach becomes a lottery. Because you are relying on luck instead of math, and top creators don't guess. They actually track, they measure, they know what exactly who to reach out to, when, what, and when to follow up is. You need to understand that consistent income need system. You wouldn't run a business with no tracking, so why are you treating your UGC career like a random hobby? I will definitely recommend you to build a simple tracker. And these steps bring us to the third one, which is quitting before consistency compound. This one actually hurts because it's the truth. Most people quit right before something finally starts to work because they post 2 weeks, get discouraged, and then they disappear. They do outreach for like 5 days and get one or no response and they think that they are failing. But they forgot that consistency is actually not cute, it's not fun, and it's not even motivating. It's actually very boring, but it's repetitive. If you are showing up when literally nobody is cheering you yet, that's exactly how compound growth work. It's invisible until it becomes obvious. So every video you make improve your skill. The foundation is actually the single most boring thing of UGC, but it also the most predictable part. If you mess this up, everything else you build, the content, the pitches, the deals, all crumble. First of all, I will definitely recommend you define the positioning. Pick one niche to serve and then go on to multiple. I've seen so many creators just like jumping on different niches because they don't even know like which niche they should actually work on. Here's the truth. The market doesn't care if you're a UGC creator. The market cares what problem you solve for who. And that's what brings us to the second thing, which is create your own one-line promise that can actually be 100% sure. For example, I have types of brands, which is basically like skincare, jewelries, fitness, any brand to get results. So your first step is actually like define your niche, who you help, skincare, fitness, wellness, tech, jewelries, doesn't matter, just pick one. Then define what results you can actually bring them. If you can't say it in one sentence, you don't have niche yet. Alright, so the next step is actually build a clean online foundation. Before you can talk about outreach, brands or deals, you need an Instagram account that actually looks like a creator page. Because I've seen so many people actually skip this and then they wonder what wrong am I actually doing. And please don't be that person. So first, which is brands actually decides in second, they will land on your profile and they either go with yes or no under 5 seconds. So your job is to make sure that 5-second count. I'm actually going to screen share my page in a second. We have actually finally landed on my page and here's I wanted to show you guys. This is what a clean brand ready profile looks like and why the detail matters. First thing first. The username. I actually choose UGCX Bushra for a reason. If a brand literally types UGC in the search bar, profile like mine and the other creators who has actually inserted UGC in their username pops up immediately. So your username should make it easy for brands to understand what you do at the first glance. Now, if a brand actually clicks on my profile within 5 seconds, they know exactly who I am, what I offer, because my bio is short and clear. I help UGC creators to make money with zero experience. I connect brands with the UGC creators, and I also help UGC creators to learn my strategies. And yes, I have 22.6k followers, which I'm so grateful for. I love you guys. And I literally started with 27 following, and I landed my first deal within 2 months of starting UGC, because my first month was more likely about getting knowledge into UGC. Let me show you another example. Alright, so now I actually wanted to show you a few examples. These examples I have specifically created for my students so they can understand how a clean UGC page actually looks like. You can screenshot this for your references. Again, I just wanted to share you first of all the username, which actually matters. The second thing which we just go up to, which is like bio, which should be short, niche, which should be clear, location, which should be visible, content, which is easy to find, and portfolio link. I actually wanted to screenshot this. Here are a few other examples you can actually screenshot. And alright, so the next step is actually positioning yourself as your own voice, which is very non-negotiable. If your profile looks like every other creator on the internet, you actually become invisible. And invisible creators don't get paid because brands aren't looking for another generic skincare demo or the same recycled CapCut template. They're looking for someone who actually communicates clearly. This is the most important thing. You should actually know how to communicate clearly on camera, present yourself with the intention, and has a defined identity, because your tone, your style, and your delivery, these are the assets, babe. If your content feels like a copy of someone else, people will actually scroll by it instantly, because our attention span is so small. It just takes us 2 seconds to think, okay, I should watch this Instagram reel or I should scroll it. And if you will be like, hey guys, I just bought this skincare, nobody gives a fuck what you bought. Nobody gives a fuck. You have to start with a good hook. For example, I damaged my skin for the past 5 years until I found this. You will watch it. On the other hand, if you will see a creator who is saying, hi guys, I actually bought this today, nobody gives a fuck until you are famous. Nobody does. So I will definitely recommend you to stop blending in and start showing the market what you uniquely bring to the table. And before you even try to jump on the another step, stop. I want you to grab a notebook or a clean sheet of paper and write these 5 things down. First of all, your niche. Pick one niche which is going to be skincare, fashion, wellness, lifestyle, tech, whatever fits you. And the second thing, which is going to be the one-line promise of one clear statement of what you actually help brands to achieve. For example, I create clean, conversion-focused UGC for lifestyle and beauty brands. The third thing, which is going to be your username idea. The fourth thing, which is updated bio. 3 lines with no excuses of who you are, what do you help with, and where are you based, or your collabs emails. And the 5 and the very last thing, which is the 3 pin post ideas. Decide the exact 3 videos you will pin: a testimonial style video, product demo, or a signature voiceover. Once these 5 things are clean, then we are going to move to the next steps. That is the part that actually separates from the creator who get paid and who get ignored. Okay, now I know most of you are thinking, okay Bushra, now we have to move on to the portfolio, right? No, that's the mistake almost every creator makes. They just rush into building a portfolio without even knowing their foundation, their system, and that's why they fail. So listen carefully, this is not about just looking creative, it's actually operating like a professional. If your backend is chaos, your income will be chaos. So before you even touch a portfolio, you need your system, and I will show you how to do that in just 3 simple steps. Let's start with number 1, which is build your content hub. You need one clean place to store everything. Everything means your videos, your scripts, your brand files. Create 3 folders in Google Drive or Notion of your client work, your portfolio samples, and your scripts and hooks. Client work is basically going to be the work which you're going to do for brands. The portfolio samples, which you're going to update your portfolio every single month or every single week. And the script and hook, which is going to use in your Instagram. and name everything like a professional, so you actually don't get confused. For example, if you're doing the client work, you can actually name it as like brand's name, then date, and then project, and where to submit it. And here's my simple rule: the more messier your file will be, the more messier your mind will be, and eventually you will be like, UGC is hard. But UGC is actually not hard. It's just that you do not know how to actually set up the system, which I'm going to elaborate, so do this. Alright, here's what brings us to the step 2, which is tracking your outreach. Because here's the reality: most of the creators not lose deals because they are bad at creating content, but because they simplify, don't follow up, or they forget who they even contacted. And that's actually immature behavior, and they don't get paid. So I want you to build one simple tracker. That's it, just one, with like 5 columns of brand name, date, contacted, response, yes or no, deal value, and notes. And every 3 days you have to follow up to that particular brand which you have emailed. Personally, I think that this is the bare minimum to run your creator business properly. Here's how you can use it. You can actually follow up them on every 3 days, not whenever you feel remember, every 3 days, and don't rely on memory. You can actually get my outreach tracker in the description if you are lazy to create one. Let me just show you how this actually works. Okay, so here's my UGC tracker, which you can see where I have just put down the UGC agency's name, whatever who have texted me, the company name, even if I have them contacted yes or no, or it's in sale process, their email, so I can just directly copy paste and just pitch them again, and their videos and whatever they are paying me, and it's done, in process or awaiting. I added my personal outreach tracker in the description. You can grab it for free. Now let's talk about the third part of your system, which is the core formula. This is the personal framework I use, and once you get this, the workflow becomes 10x more efficient, which is the core formula. Content is basically where you actually store everything properly. For example, your videos, your drafts, your scripts, your notes, you actually organize it, and don't scatter the file across 5 devices, because if your content is messy, your output will be the same. The second is, which is organization. Structure your folders, scripts, templates, and assets. You should know exactly where everything lives, because when you're organized, you are actually way faster than 99% of the UGC creators. The third thing, which is track who you are pitching. This actually connects directly to your outreach tracker. If you aren't reaching out consistently, you do not have a business, because reach is equals to revenue. You can get my tracker from the description, as I've told you earlier. The fourth thing, which is execution. Do it every single day, even if you don't feel like it. This is the part most people fall at, because action taken daily compounds. Action taken occasionally disappears. Alright, so the point of the system setup is actually pretty simple. When your content is organized, your outreach is structured, and your execution is consistent, deals stop being on luck and start being predictable. Let's move to the third step, which is the portfolio. Now, I have seen so many creators confusing about what actually a portfolio is, how it works, and is it hard or is it easy. Let me break it down, girl. Portfolio is very simple. A portfolio is basically your proof of work on how you create content and how you're gonna help brands to sell their product. Basically, the content which you have created earlier, you just have to put that content into the particular portfolio in order to showcase on how you actually create your content. And trust me when I say this, brand actually don't invest into these shitty creators. You have to make sure that your content looks amazing with good hooks, rather than normal creators who have even 20 to 30k followers but they are not getting paid. Also, if you think a brand won't invest in you, let me say this, let me break this down. Brands have a lot of money for their campaign. Every single month they spend a lot of money. They just need the right creators who can actually create good for them. And that what brings us to the next step, that why portfolio actually matters, because most of the creators skip this part. They just post random videos on TikTok or Instagram and then they call that as a portfolio, and that's not how it works. You can't expect a brand to dig in through your reels to understand what you actually offer, because your portfolio needs to show in one page on who you are, what you offer, and how your content performs, and most importantly, are you even going to benefit the brand? This is the most important part, because let me tell you, girl, it's not about being fancy, it's actually about being clear and professional. Because when a brand clicks your link, they should actually understand who you are in the 10 flat seconds. And here's the truth, even if a brand doesn't know who the hell you are, that's why your portfolio can make them stop and say, this person actually knows what they're doing, and that's what our goal. So I'm going to show you an example of the portfolio which I have created for you guys. So let's break down your UGC portfolio page section by section so it actually converts brand. The first section is your home or welcome page. This is what it actually looks like. If you're a mom, student, nurse, model, Gen Z, whatever fits your identity, just write down. Also write down one clear line only. Below that, add down your social links and a one-liner about yourself that makes you sound like a human. For example, something like, if I am actually a Gen Z, so I will definitely write down Gen Z creator helping brands create content that converts. Keep this section simple and professional, that's it. Let's go with the second one, which is why me. This is where brands quickly understand your background, your personality, and why you are actually a good fit. So I will definitely recommend you just insert unique bullet points about your hobbies, interests, professional background, lifestyle, etc. For example, you can see this, which I have totally write down it as an example. Sweet and short, and whatever suits you, just write it down. These are the bullet points that help brands understand who you are without overwhelming them. I will definitely not recommend to write down a whole bunch of paragraph because brands don't read that, and it also makes you look so unprofessional. Let's go with the third one, which is the brands collaboration section. This is simply a showcase of the brands you have actually worked with. Alright, here's the next section, which is your testimonial section. This is where brands checks your credibility. If you already have results, put down your feedback, your interaction, your views, your testimonials about feedback from clients, views counts, engagement screenshots, and videos that have actually performed well. And if you're new, here's what you will put instead. Coming soon, currently booking new brands collaborations in 2025, 2026, whatever, and then you have to put down which is a call interaction over here, so they can actually book a 15-minute calls with you to understand what you can actually do. Alright, next is the UGC video section where you are going to pick up your niche and put down your 4 to 5 videos of per niches. I will definitely recommend you to put down which niche actually interests you the more, so it will be more fun to create content based on that niche. And here is the UGC photo which you are going to put down your images. This is the example portfolio which I have created specifically for this YouTube video. Also, let's talk about the viral video section. If you've already created for a brand, I will definitely recommend you to put down that video over here with how many views it has got on Instagram, TikTok, whatever field they have posted, and you can actually write down with whatever results you have achieved and all these stuff. The next step, which is list what you offer. For example, UGC videos, product demos, story ad formats, hook-based videos, face or faceless content, and keep it clean and precise. That's it. Alright, so the next step is the process. This is where you explain how you work with brands. Just in short, write down from the brand send brief till the final payment, all the process, whatever you do, that's it. This will actually make you look professional and safe to work with. And the last section, which is going to be about your image over here, and let's get connected, and your social links over here, which whatever platform you are available in. Also, I will definitely recommend adding a book a 15 minutes call button. This is a quick discovery call brands can schedule with you. It actually makes you look extremely professional and also let brands connect with you instantly without going back and forth through the email. You can create this link using the tools like Calendar or StanStore and then paste the link directly into your content section. If you're still confused about how to actually create this portfolio or what kind of videos to include, I've literally broken down into my 5 weeks UGC challenge. It's a part of UGC Academy where you will learn exactly from structuring your portfolio to building your first UGC example, brand outreach, literally from A to Z roadmap in order to land your first paid deal. And I've put everything I wish someone told me when I started. So if you're serious about it's all there in step by step from the mindset till getting your first paid deal. So the UGC Academy will be linked description but it will be launched on 1st Jan 2026, which I'm very excited about, because the last academy actually helped 1,000 plus women in order to land their first paid deal. If you're watching this after 1st Jan 2026, you will actually get the UGC Academy down in the description. Go check it out, and I love you guys. Let's talk about the next step, which is outreaching brands. This is the part most beginners overcomplicate, and they think that brand deals fall from the sky. Or they think that posting 3 reels will magically get them paid. And the simple answer is no. Because outreach is the blood life of UGC. If nobody sees you, nobody pays you. It's that simple. Also, the brands who want creators are not scrolling Instagram hunting for creators. They are busy building their product, running ads, and fixing their business. So if you don't show up in their inbox, you don't even exist. So the goal of outreach is very simple. Your goal is not to sell them, but your goal is just to start a conversation. That's it. If your message sounds like you're begging or selling, you're already lost. Alright, so before we even jump in the pitching section, let me tell you where to actually find brands. You can actually find it on Instagram, which is like small to mid-sized brands, on TikTok shop brands, Amazon brands, Shopify stores, or TikTok ads library, where brands are literally spending so much amount of money. That's why you became best clients. Alright, let's go to the 5th step, which is pitching strategy. Let's go into what actually a pitch is. A pitch is not a paragraph begging you to a brand to give you a chance, not even a long introduction about who you are. Please don't do this. And a desperate essay about how I love your brand so much. A pitch is simply a value-led message that actually shows a brand why working with you makes sense and how you're going to help them in order to sell their product. That's exactly why it matters. They do not need to know who you are. They need to know how you're going to help them in order to sell their product. That's it. And your job over here is simple. Just spot a gap, offer a solution, show proof, and ask a low pressure question. Here's the pitch example you can use, and I personally recommend all of my clients to use. First of all, hey brand name, whatever their brand name is. Then I came across your brand name, then you have to elaborate the brand name, and I noticed how strong your product positioning is. You have built something solid. Now what we have done over here, we have complemented the brand. We have noticed something, that you're not using UGC style creatively, as right now that type of content converts extremely well, and brand that ignores it leave a lot of revenue on the table. And then you have to pitch yourself, which is I create short form videos focused on hooks, angles, and product selling that drives conversion, and I have worked with brands to help them before in order to improve their engagement and sales. And then you're going to pitch down your example, which is like, here are a few examples, or here is my portfolio. Insert the portfolio link over here, and if you will like, I can put together 1 or 2 concepts that will help your product if this will actually fit for you. So is this something you are open to testing? Let me know and I will send it over. The best, Bushra. That's it. You literally have to send this pitch, just copy and paste this pitch and send it to brand. Alright, the 6th step, which is closing and getting paid. Even if a brand responds to your pitching, what should I charge? Here are the UGC rate card, which I have personally created for you guys. You can take a screenshot of it. So first of all, let's talk about the video. There are different types of videos which are actually divided into different parts of section. For example, 1 video, 3 video, 5 videos. They are even connected with the hooks or with extra video angles and all these stuffs, which you can even charge more. So you can actually screenshot it. And let me tell you, this is the normal market rate. You can actually charge high if you got more experience. Alright, so let's get into the closing and getting paid section. Now we have understood the outreach and pitching. Let's talk about the last step, which is closing and getting paid. And this is where creators mess up every time because they overcomplicate it. Closing is not hard how people showcase it. It's just systems. Let's talk about the last step, closing and getting paid. The simplest thing you must know before even you sign a deal. So first thing first, which is use Google Drive as a professional. If you want to look professional, your file must be tidy and deliverably ready. For example, if you create a single client folder in Drive, you have to create the subfolders for the brief, script, drafts, final deliverables, and invoices. and keep a final checklist in every section. For example, doc in the folder that proves you delivered what you promised, because when a brand asks for a file, don't scramble, drop the exact file link. The second thing which we are going to talk about, track every single brand. I talk about this a lot, and let me elaborate this again. Treat outreach like sales, not hope. Build one outreach tracker sheet or CRM and capture your brand, contact person, dated contact, response, agreed, value, the next value, whatever, and follow up every 3 days. Not when you feel, remember. If it's in the tracker, it get actioned. If it's not, it actually dies. And you will actually find my email tracker in the description. Alright, so before you even think about filming, there is one rule you need to drill in your head. Never shoot a single clip until you know exactly what brands want. Here's why. If you create content without a confirmed brief, you are setting yourself into wasting a 5 to 6 hours shooting something that doesn't even match their needs. And when the content doesn't match the brief, brands don't pay. Period. First of all, get the clarity first. Angle, tone, hooks, duration, delivery, usage rights, literally everything. No clarity, no shooting. And let's talk about the payment, because this is where most of the beginners get walked over. Never deliver your full content before you receive a portion of the payment, which is non-negotiable. Your standard should be 30 to 50% deposit upfront and the remaining amount on the delivery. For small one-off projects, you can even request 100% upfront, completely normal in this industry. Because if a brand instructs you that they will pay after the delivery, you protect yourself by sending only watermark drafts. Here's how it works. You have to send them the preview with a visible watermark. This step alone will save you from 90% of the ghosting after delivery issue creators run in. Now here's the payment option I will definitely recommend you. The PayPal invoice, Stripe payment link, Wise or Payoneer. I will definitely recommend you to avoid, which is the Cash App, no weird local apps. This thing actually makes you look very unprofessional with zero protection if something goes wrong. Alright guys, we have actually finally came to an end, and if you're still here, that already tells me one thing, that you are not the average viewer, because most people quit in their first 10 minutes or 8 minutes, and if you have made it till the end, you are serious about building something real. So here's what I want you to do, which is comment below which part actually helped you the most and drop this blue heart emoji, which will help me to understand who actually stayed till the end. And also, this video took very longer than I expected, and even if you have got any question, just drop it down and I will actually read every comment myself and I will reply the one that genuinely matters. And before you go, I just wanted to tell you guys that inside the description you will find everything you need to take your next step. First of all, my UGC Academy, which is the full program of brand deals, script, system, literally a full structured programs to help you to land your first paid deal with predictable system, and the exact process I built from scratch to go from zero to a paid UGC creator. I have packaged it for you. Also, one free hour guide if you're serious about starting something from scratch, and a few bonuses, which is like my 5 weeks roadmap to become a UGC creator. And for those who have been asking the equipment, I have personally linked every tool below, every piece of gear you actually need to start as a UGC creator. These are not overpriced, just the essential I personally use. Check the link in the description. And a quick note, everything inside the UGC Academy and all the 3 steps, which are the first 3 steps, which are going to drop down on 1st Jan 2026. So if you're watching this on 1st Jan or after 1st Jan, you will see everything link below in the description. And if you feel stuck, confused or tired doing things alone, it will actually save you months of mistakes I have personally created. Alright, that's it for today. If you want more videos like this, tell me in the comments what you want next or anything in this specific topic. I'll be reading everything. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Till then.